Okay.
Okay, talk to me.
Well, I think I've known Bryce for maybe 20 years, on and off, but now he's come back into my realm. He's kind of been floating around, and I would see him and I kind of would avoid him because he was too much for me to absorb. And now he's kind of come down to the earth to stand on the same plane where I am, and we're starting to resonate with each other. And I'm really enjoying that. And he came to me, he kind of came in the door and showed me pictures of his work, and I loved it. And then he disappeared for a year again. And I was wondering where he was, and then he showed up again. And that's who he is. He kind of shows up in my life. And I either can dance with him or not. And now I found that this is the most opportune time that I've ever danced with him. And we're getting to know each other little by little. And it's very lovely. And I think we're both seeing that our work is from similar realms and that our inspirations are from similar places, how we gather things and redefine them and put them back out into the world.
Right.
So
I was wondering if you could talk about the objects in your pieces and then how they relate to Moonfire's placing of objects.
Well, it's all about, I think it's all about improvisation. It's all about finding yourself in a world of stuff and letting the stuff speak to you and then arranging it in a new way. And it's kind of not predetermined what's going to happen. Just like this interview. We kind of don't know what's going to happen, but it unfolds on its own. I think there's a lot of trust involved and a lot of faith involved in the kind of art we do. We don't really know what's going to happen, but we kind of dive in and start singing, and the jazz starts to happen. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, how do you feel about Bryce's art? Is he a mentor? Is he a mentor? I mean, are you his mentor?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just doing what I'm doing, and he's doing what he's doing, and we're around each other. So, I mean,
it is similar.
As I spend time with his work in the next 2 months, I probably will absorb something that will influence me. I can tell because of the energy that is in his work. I probably will absorb things and it'll influence me somehow. And also just who he is being is an influence and an inspiration. His boundless energy is an inspiration to me. I like being around people who can't contain themselves, and he is that for me. Someone who is so filled with life that he can't quite deal with it in a way, and it has to come out through his music and art, and I love that. I love being around musicians and artists. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Moonfire story, okay. Well, we just recently drove 6,000 miles cross country to Arizona, Colorado, Texas, everywhere to pick up the sculptures for this art show today.
Bryce must be connected to the sculptures.
Oh, he's very emotionally connected to those sculptures.
Yes.
He doesn't even, and when he sells them, he feels like he's selling part of himself. He doesn't even like to part with them. But because he put a lot of work, a lot of emotion into it, he put a lot of himself into those sculptures. He's very attached to them. They're like his children.
Right,
So,
exactly.
I mean, we drove across country. He took he's very careful with everything. I mean, we spent a lot of time wrapping and packing, to one point where we needed to bring the sculptures back, and he wanted to send his representative home on a Greyhound bus so he could fit another sculpture in. That's how serious he is about his artwork. So.
I noticed he has a lot of pieces to his sculptures.
Yeah.
Can you talk about just like the little individual pieces? I mean, is he an antique collector?
Excuse me?
Does he collect antiques? Or?
Yes. He buys estates, okay? and cleans them out, and he picks through what he feels is art material, okay, and he individually he picks out each piece for his sculptures, okay, and when he's building a piece, it's his mood that he's in is part of the piece. So, some of them are individual pieces, some of them are other larger pieces that he smashes and gets little pieces out of, and depending on his mood, how it comes out.
So is it sort of like reading?
All right, so so honored to be here tonight in Warren Muller's studio, which is an amazing gallery here, and so excited to have made it to this point where we've done the whole country. We've crisscrossed the country from Flagstaff to goddamn Mesa to Tucson, New Orleans. It's been a really good run. We're very excited to be here in Philadelphia with Brian Gannon as our amazing videographer, and Georgette Shocker, who's just, it inspires me so much to be working with so many amazing people that come to the table with all their gifts and their talents, and we're able to now, really rock the universe with this bullshit that we do here, this, this kind of like craziness that we perpetuate, and it's, it's a good experience. It's really, really fun. It's very stressful. We did 6,000 miles to make this show happen here, and it's, it's a lot of commitment from a lot of people. It's not me, it's my papa, George, Reverend George. He just really pulled it through to make this whole thing happen. Deirdre Shinners was an amazing person to come on the trip and make this whole thing happen. We had Frank on behind the wheel, which was like, his dick's so big that it's so hard to concentrate on the driving. It's like the driving's hard when it's so hard. It's but RJ here, RJ's like Big Daddy, Big Mama, Big Papa, But we're so happy to just be here.
Well, I saw a house for sale on Cherry Valley Road for $4 million. No, it's like a wreck. And then it's great. It's like an old farmhouse. It looks great, but it's, I don't know. That's the thing about last piece of dirt that I was interested in, right on the street. It was like $250 for dirt. For a little bit of dirt. Yeah, it's also New York.